Greetings from Cybertron. This is SoundJack here with a review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Prime Master Micronus. I think technically it's supposed to be Micronus Prime, but anyway, he's on the packaging label as Micronus, so we got Micronus here along with his Decoy armor, the Cloudburst Decoy armor based on the original Cloudburst Pretender, who was an Autobot. Quick background on Micronus. He was the fifth of the original 13 created, and his thing is that he is the original Minicon. The first Minicon, so his size is probably the most accurate out of all of them, but regardless, his body is still very different from how he's looked in the few portrayals we've seen him as. So let's take a closer look at Micronus himself right now. As you can see, he is got a red head, red arms, gray legs, red upper legs, and gray chest with a little bit of blue going on his face right there. It's a very nice metallic blue face. Again, this body is based on Cloudburst's inner robot, the robot that went inside the Pretender armor. And for a quick comparison, here is how he compares to a Titan Master. So you can see they're the same size. They got the same stuff. The only main difference is there's a pin in his chest as opposed to the screw holes in the Titan Masters. And that's a thing apparently with all of the Prime Masters. And then, of course, on the other side, instead of having a face, he has the symbol of Micronus, which is in a very shiny, like, gray-green kind of a color. That's what I'd hazard to guess what that color would be. But yeah, a very nice Micronus symbol with the. It's a bit neat with the kind of an M shape and the Powerlinx port in the center there. So yeah, that's nice. For articulation, Micronus's head is able to rotate a full 360 degrees. He's able to bob back and forth, able to wiggle side to side. His arms are only able to bend that far forward. And they are able to bend that far out to the side. And his legs are able to bend that far forward and that far back. And his knees are able to bend that far back and that far forward. His knees are really tight. And then you just transform him in half to get him into his spark mode. And there he is in his spark mode. And this is able to interact with various things. It is able to interact with Prime Armor that comes with Deluxe class figures. Swoops. Okay. Swoops does not seem to be tight enough. I got Dread Ring right here from the last photo shoot. Let's see. He fit Liege pretty well. He's not fitting, He's staying. It's not a tight fit, but he's staying in Dread Wings at the very least. I mean, this is Swoops and this one's just no. This one's Swoop just doesn't want to have the power of the primes, it seems. But that's where it's designed to fit, and you can get it to fit with this tab going into the slot back there, and then the head just the Prime Master head just kind of resting in that groove right there. Yeah, he is also able to sit in any Legends class figure from the Power of the Primes or Titans Return toy line, and you just plop him in there, say in this Beachcomber like so, and then you got him riding any of the Legends class figures, just so as you can see that. Yeah. Now let's talk about how Cloudburst Micronus works with the Cloudburst armor, and actually just take a look at the Cloudburst armor first. As you can see, it is a very more, not necessarily humanoid, but normal. I don't even know how to describe it. Not as monstrous as Liege Maximo's armor was that I reviewed yesterday. He's got predominantly red bits all around, a bit of white going on there, on his thighs, and some blue picking out the helmet, some parts of the chest, and around the crotch area there. His feet are solid gray. His back is solid gray. His arms are solid red. Very limited articulation. He is only able to rotate his arms a full 360 degrees. But this weapon on the back here is able to come off since it is on a friction hinge. And there is a 3mm post that can fit into the hands of the Power of the Prime Armor and can be held like so. And his weapon is a double-barreled minigun with the 4 barrels each. So yeah, he's armed. He's pretty well armed. He's got the armorage. Yeah, and yeah, and you see that it's all just predominantly white with the painted on the red. Ah, come on, get back on there. You're just supposed to slide. There we go. There we go. Nice and tight now. To get Micronus into the Cloudburst armor, you just open this up like so. Plug him inside the armor like so. Collapse it back up, and there you can see Micronus inside the armor. And you can even see the majority of Micronus's face in this. You mostly get like the upper half of the face, but you can see like the full face and see how Micronus actually looks out of the suit as opposed to how Liege Maximo is supposed to look out of the Skullgrin armor. If you get the lighting in there better, yeah, there you go. There he is inside there. Yeah, and that's not the only configuration. If you take Micronus out, come on, get out of there. Sometimes it's a little hard to get the Prime Masters out from how I've experienced, just because they go in, but there's not like a great place to grab them to get them out. You just gotta try and pull until you get them. Anyway, you close that up, keep the arm straight. You bend the weapon over, and these actually kind of like tab in, like so. Fold that peg down. Whoops. And then put these two pegs right there into the bottom of Micronus's feet. Sit him down like so, and there you have the Micronus with the Cloudburst armor in the weapon mode. And this can be held by any larger character with a 5mm post. For a hand, actually I don't know why I'm using Chrome Nose, because his arm is getting in the way of the feet. Let's actually get Megatron out here. Let's do that. Yeah, Megatron. Give him the power of the primes, why don't you? That's gonna end out well, I am certain. Anyway, yeah, Megatron holding the prime weapon. The prime as a weapon. Just gonna raise the camera up a little bit so you can see that better. Yeah. And you can see that it's a fairly simple weapon, but it is in fact a weapon that can be used, and just gives the Prime Masters a little bit more interactivity besides just being power buffs. It can also be weapon buffs. Yeah, you can. But yeah, that's mainly what I need to say about Micronus and the Cloudburst armor. And now let's get into some size comparisons. So quickly, here he is next to a Titan Master Terrible and the Titan Master vehicle, and you can see how big the armor is compared to Terrible's vehicle. Then here they are next to Legends Class Bumblebee, and you can see the armor comes up to Bumblebee's waist. You have Chrome Dome. You can see it comes up to the knee pretty much. You got Megatron. Definitely shorter than the knee. You've got 6-shot, which requires me moving them all the way back, so 6 shots in frame. You get the idea there. And of course, whoops. Here they are. Here's, whoops. And everything's falling down. Come on, Soundwave. You know better. You know how to treat our guests. There they are next to Soundwave and Wheeljack, the main characters of this channel. Yeah, and yeah, that's all there's to say. Again, very simple toys. A fair bit of interactivity and imagination if you allow yourself to imagine and all of that. Various ways to have them interact with the other characters, which is nice. Again, very simple. I've heard some people talking that the Prime Masters, like, you only need to get like 2 of them because the suits and the characters do essentially the same thing. They're just representative of different characters. And I do want them because of the different characters, but also some of the suits are a little more different than the other ones, and that's nice. And I like that, and I do want to get them all, personally. If you're not into all of them, not the ones that you're into, but this is a Pretty nice set of armor, kind of generic, but it's a very nice set. So that's all I have to say on Micronus. So thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please like and share this video and subscribe to the channel. You can also follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SoundJack426. Also, please consider donating on my Patreon page to help support the channel. All the links will be in the description below. Thanks for tuning in. This is SoundJack's signing off.